And we are live.
Great. Thank you, Jason. Good afternoon and welcome to the first in-person meeting of the Architectural Review Board in some time. My first as chair, Julie Acala's first as secretary, and it would be Frank Guittard's first if he was here, but he's not. He's missing today. We're down one member. Welcome you all who are here in the audience. It's good to see you. We're going to proceed with the business of the board forthwith. So I want to thank the planning department and LTV and everybody for all their support. We've done a lot of work. Will, it's been very helpful to us with his professional planning advice, and Eric and Jeremy and Julie and Nora Jacobs and everybody in the staff has been helping us to make certain changes that I hope will streamline our efforts going forward. And we are sitting up at the dais, which is a new process, and we will be looking at the applications on the smart board. So the former arrangement where you came before the board and spread plans out in front of everybody has been streamlined and electrified or electronified. So we're gonna proceed in that way. Okay, so may I have a motion to approve the minutes of March 24th, please? I make a motion. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay, so that's carried. All right, we'll get right into the first application, which is Montauk Beach House, LLC, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-49-4-52.7. Tara, this is yours. I see you're here. Welcome. Nice to see you.
It's nice to be here.
Okay, Chip, this is yours.
This is for a motel in the center of Montauk called the Montauk Beach House. The application concerns, it's a large imprint just off the traffic circle and on the inland side of Elmwood Avenue. The applicant is seeking approval of various structures that have been added over several years without building permits. The motel hugs the street on the exterior, and all the activity is on a large interior courtyard, which is where we are focused today. There's three items as I understand it. An outdoor restaurant with a grill, which is a permanent structure, has grown to 297 square feet. On two sides, it is covered, got a roof attachment that's canvas and trellis that provides cover for a seating area that surrounds two sides of this grill. There's new dark sky compliant lighting is in the ceiling of this canvas trellis framework. There's a small canvas awning over the back door of the office to the motel, which is sort of very small and I think sort of inconsequential, and it's adjacent to this grill. This applicant will be before the planning board on April 6th. I'd like to turn it over to Tara, who can fill us all in on what's been happening there.
Thanks, Chip. Tara?
Thank you for that synopsis. I appreciate it. So that was, fairly accurate. They originally got site plan approval over the course of a couple of years, but the last time they were in front of the planning board was around 2016 when the outdoor grill was approved with the trellis covering over it. Since that time, largely due to some health department requirements, they had to alter the type of grill that was back there and put a substantial roof over the top of it. So that triggered the expansion of the grill area. Had to go back in for site plan review for that. And as you know, all changes to commercial require your approval as well. So we were last in front of the planning board last week for our public hearing, and the planning board record closed yesterday for a public hearing. And like Chip said, it's all on the interior of the property. There's no changes to the exterior that you can see from the street. I submitted this aerial, but I feel like that shows it really nicely, how it's on the inside. So this is the covered seating area. The grill is here, and then this is the awning on the back of the reception entry area.
So Tara, maybe just we'll explain these slides. So the one on the right is this very small black awning off the back door of the office to the street side is through the office. And then next slide. This is the outdoor trellis with a covering that surrounds two sides of this grill. So the cover's not on now, but it's a little hard to understand. The grill is the white countertop you see in the background. It's all boarded up because of the season. And then that's one side of the grill. They serve liquor at this location?
They do, not in the grill, but in the bar that's across from it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's all approved.
So this is sort of hamburgers, hot dogs, grilled food?
Mhm.
Okay, well, does any member of the board have a comment?
The motel is beautifully done. You can see the outside. They've done a lot of renovations to it. I mean, if you look around the motels in Montauk, this is one of the more attractive ones.
It looks
And the
pretty.
activity is all inside, so it doesn't impact anyone on the street side.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't have any problem with this. I'll just say that going forward, it feels to me, and this is not applicable to your application today, but when something needs site plan approval and comes before us, we prefer to get the approval from the planning board before we look at it. So that's going to be that's the direction we're heading right
That's
now.
great.
We're
I
not
think
going to
that's very
apply
helpful.
that to this
Yeah.
now today, but I served on the planning board for a long time, and sometimes, these things can be at cross purposes. So I'm ready to entertain a motion to,
I would make a motion to accept the application with the changes on site that have been built and approve them.
may I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you very much.
Sure
and it's
thing.
Great to see you guys in
Good to
person.
see you
again.
too. Have a good,
Oh.
holiday. All right, next. Montauk Manor has been, I have to read the tax map number? Suffolk County
Nope.
tax map? No, I don't. Okay. Well, it's on the agenda. Some people may have this agenda, and it was withdrawn at the request of the applicant. So the next item is Montauk Distilling Company, Suffolk County tax map number 300-49-4-19, for business sign, and this is Esperanza's.
Yes, this is, as you have just said, Montauk Distilling Company. It's at 12 South Etna Ave. And it's a little building that it's shared with, I think it's a seafood shop on the right. And I did submit some pictures. The application is for, hello? The application is for 2 single-sided signs. They will be 2 feet high by 8 feet wide, and then no illumination, and those would be affixed on one on the front of the building and one on the rear elevation. There was noted that I think, and I just mentioned it, I don't know why, I think, David, you said something about site plan review, but this does not require a site plan review, so we don't have the issue on it, right?
Correct. The application doesn't trigger site plan review, and the use is retail use according to Ann Glennon's interpretation of it. So
Okay, great.
So,
Are you Mr. Ellis?
I am.
I'm
yes.
sorry, I didn't
Matt.
recognize you at the beginning.
First time
Welcome.
here, no problem.
Pardon?
First time here, no problem.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like your t-shirt.
I think it matches the sign.
it does, yes. So, so the photographs I took, and there's one of them, that one's on the side of the building, I believe, and then the front has a similar window. So my question to you is, are you planning on removing all of those decals on the windows?
Correct. Yeah, that was just while we were opening up, just to let people know that we were getting there before we had the signage.
Okay, all right. So those would be removed, and then you would be
Yes, the sign
only
was-
putting the signs. Okay. Because at 32 square feet, I believe that's the maximum that you'd be able to have. So,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
So we would remove those then.
okay. So we can take a look at the proposed sign design. It's fairly simple. It's just a lettered logo. The let's see, it's
I
white
probably can't
lettering.
read the application.
Yeah, it should be there. It's
Can we put that up on the screen?
white lettering
On a black
on a
background.
black background, and it would be mounted onto the facade, as I said, front and back. Can we take a look? Yeah. Do you have that
Will,
one?
do you have
Yeah, I
this or
have it.
just you have?
Just
Okay.
loading.
yeah, I got it.
It's a slow computer. There we go.
There it is. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's it. And you can see the rendering at the top left and right of how it would look.
It couldn't be any more straightforward.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple.
So
Okay.
you,
Did you have anything you'd like to add?
No, that was pretty much it. It was pretty straightforward and simple. That's
Okay.
what we were going for.
Okay.
Okay.
Does the board have any further comments? If not, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, certainly. I make a motion to approve the application as submitted.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed and carried. So
Thanks so
good to
much.
go. We'll send you a resolution. We'll put it on for a resolution. Okay, Evan Jensen also withdrawn, number 4 on the agenda. We're on to number 5, OMH LLC Gate, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-087-02-16.1. Is the applicant here? This is David Martin Architects.
Yes, David Martin's with an S.
David Martins. Okay, it
Yeah.
only says Martin.
Sorry,
on
it was
mine. That's a
incorrect.
misspelling on my agenda. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so this was Frank's application, but I am covering for him. Do we have the photos of this? Can we get the photos up, please? This is and Esperanza, I might hand this off to you because this came before us on the 10th when I was not here.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so
And it was Frank's.
yeah, it was Frank's
yes.
application. So I, just went out and looked at things and took some photographs, but I see by the cover letter, we had some communication with the applicant already. So just want to make sure that we're in the right space on this thing. So that's the picture that I took day before yesterday. How lucky we've been that the weather's been so pleasant to get a nice picture like that.
Better than the
But-
picture I used.
What's that?
It's better than the picture I used to make the rendering. So
Oh, yeah. Well, it was just one of those. It was one of those days where the light was amazing,
Yeah.
especially out in Montauk, because everything is just reflecting. It's right across from the ocean. Anyway, it's gorgeous. So the proposed gate. What am I think I may be looking at the old one.
It was originally proposed. at 6
Originally
feet.
proposed at 6 feet,
Yeah.
and then the board asked you to reduce it in height.
down to 5 feet, which we
Yes,
did, yeah.
which I think is what you submitted.
Yep.
Was the design opened up anymore, or was that?
Can we look at the
We increased it to
application?
50% opacity like was requested.
Yeah, that was the request, was for 50% opacity, and I think that this would be the pictures from the application that we're needing. It shows the actual gate. It says Montauk Gate.
Right.
That would be March
Design.
17th, yeah. This is it.
And I have a question. Is this an automatic gate, or would it have a call box?
Yeah, we were puzzled as to about where. the
Yeah,
call
it's
box-
not an automatic gate, no.
So
Where would the call box go? That's
Um,
not depicted on the survey.
I'll have to double check with the owner of the property or the builder as well. I'm not totally sure where it's going to be
Okay,
located.
well,
Yeah.
we would need to know where that is before we can approve this.
Okay.
And that's,
but just one thing though, because the gate itself is located on the property line.
yes, that's
So you
another
can't
issue.
put the call
Yeah.
box outside the property. line.
Absolutely, yeah, which we understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
how
how
are you
does
going
it
to
work?
Yeah.
Well, so the recommendation I would make would be for you to push the gate
Okay.
back. I think, frankly, I question why you would even put a gate there at all. You've got that gorgeous
Stunning
view
view.
of the
Mhm.
ocean because it goes right up there. I don't think anybody's going to wander into that driveway because it's a pretty steep pitch.
Yeah, it's always good to have for safety as well.
Yeah, well, this is not a dangerous neighborhood.
No, I know, but like if the kids are playing or anything else like that.
Yeah, well, anyway, you can deal
You
with
could do
that
that
in
with
other
a
ways.
4-foot gate
I
if
have
you
3
really wanted
kids. I didn't gate my yard. They're
Yeah,
all
cute.
allowed to tell the tale, so I'm just saying, I would reduce it in height and I would push it. It should be off the property line in general, to my mind, because the driveway, your Belgian block, is actually in the right of way.
Mhm.
And you could not put the call box in the right of way anyway. So you
I
should
understand, yeah.
you bump the whole business back, and I'd lower it even more. I think it obscures the view of the house, which is lovely, and I think it obscures the view of the ocean from the house. I mean, the opacity is helpful, but it's still a object. I don't know. It's clearly your client wants a gate. So, but I would try to make it less massive and less obtrusive.
So is the board requesting if we reduce it
Excuse
further? Is the board requesting if we could reduce it further than 5 feet? Like 4'6" or something like that, or?
Yeah, I think 4'6" would be better. I mean, because look at the way this looks. I think any under 5 feet, I mean, 4 feet would be good. I mean, if you just want,
It'd be a
that'll
tough
keep the
sell
kids
with
in.
Yeah,
Excuse me?
it might be a tough sell for the client, since originally we came here with 6 feet and we reduced it to
understand.
5.
I
So it might be a
understand.
little more
Yeah, I get it.
difficult.
So just do what you can.
Yeah.
And but it's definitely got to be pushed back onto the property line,
Okay.
away from the property line enough that
Into the property,
into the property that there's enough room to place the call box within your property and not within the right of way.
Now, if there is no call box being proposed at all, is it okay if we still keep the fence where we currently have it located, where it's within the property line? If there is no call box?
So if it's a manual
If
gate,
it's a manual gate without a call box, it's just very simple, old
Or
school gate.
automatic gate, you mean?
No, manual.
Oh,
So
manual.
even, yeah.
I
Old
guess
school.
so, except that everything else on this side of the gate is happening within the town's right of way.
No, I understand. Mhm.
So you're going to have to be, plowing that
Mhm.
it's in the town's right, in the winter and, there are maintenance issues. My suggestion was just bump it back 5 feet or something, it'll make a difference. And then you don't have to run into those problems.
I'll ask and
Yeah,
see if
see
they're
what you can
open
do.
to it. But
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So then we'll look forward to your next submission.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you so much.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
What are we calling that?
That is incomplete, or, they're going to come back with another submission. It's not really incomplete. It's just, we haven't resolved it. It's unresolved. Okay. So, let's see, we're on to Kara Rakowski, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-74-3-3. 698 Hans Creek Road for a gate. Is this a gate? I forget, or a fence or both?
It's gate and fence.
Gate and fence, right. And this is Chips. Is Mr. Rakowski? Oh, hello.
How are you?
What is your name, sir?
Henry Rakowski.
Oh, hi, Henry Rakowski. Welcome to our board.
Thank you.
And Mr. Rakowski is here, so we can proceed. Chip, this is yours.
Sure. So this application is for an 0.8 of an acre hexagon-shaped property far up Hans Creek Road, very close to the intersection with Alwite Brook Road. The applicant is seeking to install a pair of driveway gates about 50 feet off the road. It was hard to tell exactly from the survey. The gate would be an aluminum frame gate with white boards, 16 feet wide and 6 feet tall. The post would be 6 feet 6 inches tall with in-ground LED flood lighting shining up on the elevated post. The applicant does not address the issue that the gates, they're saying they're 6 feet, but they'll be several inches off the ground just for functional. So they'll actually be a lot taller than 6 feet, which is we'll talk about in a second. On this stretch of Hans Creek Road, there are very few driveway gates. This would be not the first, but one of the first. Additionally, the applicant seeks to add 6-foot deer fencing across the front of the property and on each side of the property, roughly back to the front facade of the house, based on what I understand, although the survey is not clear. Neighbors to the right of the house have 8-foot deer fencing on their property from the front facade to the back. The owner has a 6-foot stockade fence across the back. The neighbor to the left has installed wire fencing. And then there's a split rail fence that comes out towards where these gates are. It's a complicated property. I'd like to let Henry talk a little bit about it.
Thank you. Basically, we've got 2 golden retrievers. Our kids are grown. We just don't want the dogs getting under, the fence or under the gate onto the street or into a neighbor's property. If there's any issues, we're willing to modify however you think is necessary.
well, that's nice.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well, a 6-foot gate is very high. We
Yeah.
generally frown on them. I mean, we'd be much more comfortable with a 4 or 5-foot gate. But you measure from the ground level, not just you gave me the manufacturer's specs. So it's got to be from the ground to the top of the gate. That's the height of it. And I don't think these piers at 6 feet 6 inches are going to fly either. So they need to be reduced. They should be roughly in the same height as the gate. And then from what I understand, you're going to put deer fencing across the front, which sort of winds through a shrub border, but the deer fencing is also going to go back, right? To
Yes.
hook up with the other fencing I saw.
Yes.
Okay. So the deer fencing is 8-foot high deer fencing. They want in the front and the 2 sides back to the front facade of the
8 or 6?
6.
6.
Yeah.
You said 6 first, but now you said 8, so
I thought it was 8. Is that your thing of
It
6?
says,
It's just 6, yeah.
Okay,
says
okay.
6 feet
So
in the
6-foot deer
application.
fencing, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the neighbor, which we will
Mhm.
lop
That's the
into,
one, yes.
they have
yes,
8-foot deer
that's
fencing.
it, yeah.
Which is not his concern. So, I mean, I understand the dogs getting out and everything, but here's the gate. So it's
Mhm.
so it's quite high off the ground already. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think that thing needs to be brought down to 4 feet, 5 feet.
And this is existing.
No, it's all.
It's
all-
proposed.
It's just
Just
a
a
sample.
photo
Right,
that
I
the
see.
fence company provided.
Right.
Yeah.
And I already told them that because Goldens have a tendency to
Burrow.
burrow and get under things and get into
Yeah.
mischief, that it would have to hug the ground
Mhm.
to whatever extent possible.
Okay. Well, as Chip is saying, that the measurement has to be from grade. So it's not just the
Mhm.
gate itself. I think you could probably work with 4 or 4.5 feet, right? For the gate.
Mhm.
And then the pillars, if at maybe 5, or, however the design might work, but I would keep it all under 5 feet
Under 5 feet.
and keep the gate as close to 4.5 feet as you can.
Okay.
And a little more opacity. I don't know what I would vote for something that's not white unless you need that. One of our charges is to make sure that all these improvements are in harmony with the rural quality and character of our community. And, big white gates and fenced off areas are not a rural characteristic.
Particularly up there, because
Yeah, particularly up there because it's very wooded.
Yeah.
So if you would consider a natural color, I think that would be more compatible with, the wooded area.
Like a gray wood kind of thing? or-
Yeah, or, natural ceder. I'm sure your contractor will have many suggestions for you, because the white is just kind of pops
It's
out.
jarring.
And, if you're going to
Mhm.
go with it, make it subtle
course.
so that it's not so profound. It's so dramatic a change in the landscape. That's really what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
And then the lighting, it's got to be
Yeah.
shining down. So you can't put spotlights on those posts and have it shine up.
Yeah.
You can put lights on the side of the post and have it shine down,
Okay.
but not the way you said. So,
So they wouldn't go on the front, they would go on the sides, you said?
oh no, on the front, it could be on the
But
front.
he means on the side of the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, not on the Yeah.
So on the pillar.
pillar.
On the
It's
pillar.
like a sconce kind of thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. And you would need
Lighting
it to face downward because of our dark skies things. And you might want to, make them motion sensitive or have a timer on it so that they're not shining all night long.
Okay.
Lights all night are disruptive to certain nocturnal creatures and so on.
Okay.
So we're trying to,
Henry, they can't be on the top of the post because that counts for the height of the post.
Okay.
So
Right.
they need to really be on the sides if you want to do
that's
that.
a perfect suggestion. Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, Chip, because people think the light is not necessarily part of
So
the,
can I just go over to that?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
a- So you're talking about like here?
Yes.
yeah.
Nope.
Right there.
No, on the face of the pillar to the side of the gate.
Yeah.
Right there. Yep, that's it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Then on the deer fencing, are we kind of okay with
Yeah,
that?
well, I guess, I mean,
Feet in the front, is that what it's?
it's just,
It's very wooded, so it would be woven in between a shrub bed. I don't think you'd ever see it.
okay.
Okay, so I think we're good on the deer fencing
Okay.
and the suggestions we made on the
A
gates.
survey?
And now when I resubmit this, is it just exactly like it is, or do I put amended or modified
Survey's
or?
complicated
We send you a letter,
because there's.
and then when you
he's
meet those
proposing two
conditions on
sides,
the
so I'm not
letter,
sure which two. 'cause
you
this
can
is
submit it back to our office,
diagonally
and we'll get you on an agenda.
Here.
Thank you
Kathy,
so much.
And the neighbor has,
Kathy, I'll show you.
Esperanza would just like to see the survey of where the fence is going to go.
Yeah, because also it's the stockade fencing in the back.
It's going to go to the front of see where the driveway is?
Right, so
And see the dark line he has by the driveway? That's where he said the deer fencing was going to go.
Could you pull the survey up, please? Could you pull the survey up, please? Let's just do that.
This is the driveway
We're just
looking
talking about the fence
from the
now,
street.
Mr. Rakowski.
I'm sorry?
We're just discussing the fence now because remember Leon wanted to see where the
just to
fence was going to
understand.
go because
yeah.
it's an unusual piece. It's a very unusually shaped lot.
So you see the driveway comes in off Hands Creek Road and see the dark line to the right of the driveway where it gets narrow? that says the new deer fence, but then the deer fence is also going to go along the side of the right side and the left side, roughly the front facade of the house, because there's no fencing or low fencing there.
Okay.
So the whole front will
So
be deer
off to,
fenced.
on this,
There is some fencing. Again, my neighbor here has some low fencing.
A split rail fence, I saw that, yeah.
But on the other side of that, he has some low
Wire?
fencing.
Okay.
Fence, presumably to protect the arborvitae's for the deer. and
could
so
you
on.
just show us on the map, given that you'll know where the fencing is, so that where the fencing you're requesting permission to install?
Front. It would
Just
be- it would
On
just be
either side of the driveway?
On either side of the driveway.
Okay, but not along those property lines that extend out?
This way?
Yeah,
Yes, he proposed, yes.
okay.
Otherwise, the deer would just walk.
Well, I'm just trying to clarify.
And
'cause
also,
that's what he
I
said.
don't think that this is my fence, and over here, there's a section of the fence, like you said, is 8 feet, that's also not my fence.
Okay,
So that stockade is not yours.
that's not on, yeah, it's not his.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, it's one of the-
Oh, the stockade's not yours, huh?
No, because the
Good side is.
good side's facing.
Right.
it, correct.
Okay, so you've got a lot of neighbors who have fenced in your yard for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all rotted and everything. And
sometimes that works.
there's all kinds of areas to burrow.
Burrowing capability. Yeah, okay. All right, well, are we okay with the fence? Does anyone have any more comments about the fence?
I mean, this encloses the entire property, even though it's not all his fencing, right?
Yeah, but, I don't know.
Is it really necessary to have 6 feet right at the front?
I could do 5 feet if that troubles you. I don't think Goldens tend to jump 5 feet. The deer might, but the golden.
The
The
deer will
jump
jump
6
8 feet.
8
even.
feet.
And
yeah.
I heard even higher than that, yeah.
And no, the deer are going to be hard to keep out, but I know you want to keep your dogs in.
If it's for the dogs, I mean, I feel like if
Yeah.
you could do 5 feet or
Sure.
just
Yeah,
something
it'll be
that's
a little less imposing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you'd be willing.
I would be more in favor of.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great.
Thank you.
So then we'll
Right.
look forward to your next application.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, same to you.
You also.
All right.
Flying,
What's that?
flying.
Hey, it's a well-oiled machine now. Okay. Oh, no, yeah, we've been jinxed. Okay,
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't think so. Just a philosophical question.
Oh, okay.
Well, it used to
All right,
be.
extension of
it used to be a rule,
time.
we
This
thought.
is, can we move on this, or did you have something you wanted to say, Diane? Am I truncating your discussion on this?
No, we were just talking amongst ourselves. I mean, about this entire property being enclosed by fencing, I mean, it's not preferable.
The applicant's already left us. so probably
Right.
shouldn't-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so we shouldn't discuss it when he's not
Right.
here. Yeah, boy, he beat feet. Okay. All right. But we can have that discussion in a general sense, maybe
Yeah.
another time, because I think it's a worthy topic.
Topic.
Yeah. Okay, so we're moving on to Abraham Jarros extension of time, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-113-3-24.9. This was mine. Is Mr. Jarros or a representative here, a Mr. Ulysses?
Don't see him.
No.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, we spent a lot of time on this preparing, and of course he's not here. Okay, well, maybe this is he.
No.
Or someone for
It's
him.
not Ulysses.
Oh, do you know him? Oh,
Hard
okay.
to tell, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, so what do you recommend we do, council?
I think that we should table it.
Table it? Okay,
Up here, because we need to talk to them about this.
yes.
Okay.
Well, we dodged that bullet. That's the way I'm going to look at that. Okay, great. That was a complicated one. We'll move on. Agricultural overlay, Paula Dagan, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-197-4-4.1. Care of Patrick McGrath Construction is the applicant here. Is that you, Mr. McGrath?
That's me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is Esperanza's application, and we'll proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. So the application is for a proposed storage shed. The dimensions are 12 feet by 18 feet. It's a one-story shed totaling 216 square feet. The proposed location, and we can pull up the survey first, maybe would be, or well, there's the picture of the place.
Okay.
Would be, there's the pool there where the two little pine trees on the right. And then
Okay, there we
it
go.
would be there. Okay, thank you.
You will.
All right, so you see the little red rectangle plotted there on the lower right. That is the location
of the shed. It meets all the setbacks, and I just had questions. Excuse me. And we could look also at the design of the shed.
Sure.
Because I had questions about that. The plans indicate just Anderson windows with divided lights, and the doors also with divided lights. There's white trim, and then in the rendering, it's a like a horizontal panel siding. Is that? Do you have any more specification about the materials?
I was under the impression it was going to be a shingle
Okay.
situation.
I looked on the plans and I couldn't see anything specified, and maybe I
I
missed
think
it.
this is just a generic thing he did on the
Is it a
drawing,
prefab?
but the house is shingle siding.
Okay.
And so the shed, the design of the shed is meant to replicate the design of the house.
Okay.
The existing residence.
Okay, well, that would need to be clarified.
Yes.
So, yeah, because that's one of the things that we look at pretty carefully is the color and the material of what the construction will be. So we would need you to submit that. And this looks like clabberting. to
It
me
does.
here. Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't
Yeah.
recall that word. So would we need to request that for the file, or would it be enough to state that the exterior would be shingle to match the main house?
Yeah, I think that should suffice, but I think ultimately you'll have to submit the colors, the specs of the shingle to the file so that we have a proper record of it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's going to be untreated shingles. All the trim will be white as is the house.
So it'll match the house.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you can submit a letter to that effect and then
Sure.
include the, sorry, that startled me. My startle reflex is a little developed. Include that with your application, then we can move forward. Did you have something else?
No, I think otherwise, I mean, any questions about this?
Does any other board member have any question about this?
So this is on the field side of Sayers Path?
Yes, it is. It has a gorgeous view to the former Shipinskowski farm
Okay,
land.
got
Yeah, exactly. And it's all really open. I mean, we can take a quick look. Those are the pictures.
Got it.
I think there's maybe another one that might show a little part of the house. There's that little equipment shed.
Mhm.
And maybe I didn't get the house, but it's, pretty modest.
Equipment. Oh, that's the pump house for the pool.
Right.
For the pool. Mhm. Okay. All right, does anybody else have any questions for the applicant?
Nope.
Okay, Esperanza, do you want to make a motion?
Yes.
I mean, the only thing we'd ask you, Mr. McGrath, is to include that letter that we discussed to give us the specifics of the exterior and, the roof shingles and the siding and whatever's going to go on the roof, and the fact that the trim will be white, to match the house. That's all we need from you.
Yeah, the trim is in the plans. It's the siding that was
Right.
not. Yeah. And
So
also,
I'll submit that to
To Julie, yeah, and then we can write up a resolution for you based on that.
Okay.
and there's no lighting proposed.
There is
Oh.
minor electric. It should
Is
be,
it on there?
it should be in there.
On the outside, on the exterior?
Yeah, there's just work lighting on the interior, very minimal.
On the interior, but nothing on the
Is there
exterior?
an exterior light on the?
There is in the plan, but there doesn't have to
Yeah,
be.
this plan doesn't,
Really?
this plan doesn't show it.
Oh, so no, yes,
see it?
wall-mounted light fixture over doors. So we would need a cut
Yeah.
sheet for that.
A cut sheet?
Yes, the
That gives
specification.
us the specs on the light, the lighting
Description, the description
fixture.
of it.
We need
Oh,
the fixture,
What type of
Yeah,
fixtures?
the manufacturer's description.
right.
Okay, yeah, that hasn't been
Decided?
decided yet.
Okay,
But,
then,
okay, so for the exterior fixture only, you need a cut sheet.
right,
or-
so the architectural review board looks at the things on the exterior, right?
correct.
And the town code provides that the lights need to be dark sky compliant. So your lighting fixture would have to be dark sky compliant, and this board has to see that in order to approve that.
Okay,
And we need to know where it's going to go on the outside of the building.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that-
so it would
that
have
would
to be
be depicted.
indicated.
Yeah,
on
that
the
need to be
plans.
depicted on your plan.
Oh, I thought that it. Oh,
It's depicted, but it's on a sort of a floor
on
plan.
a plan view. Yeah, it's
Or a
gonna
lighting
go-
plan, rather. is
It's
what-
going to go right over the door.
Right,
It's
so
just
you
a
just-
functional.
Right, so we need that, yes. Oh, I see, okay. But it should be on the elevation.
should be
It's
on
not
the
one of
elevations.
it should be depicted on the elevations so we can see, and also it'll give us a sense of where the light shed from that will go.
Mhm.
So, and if it's just the one light, that's fine.
Okay.
I think generally we cannot approve that without that piece of information in the file. But I think, unless somebody else has something else they'd like to say about this, is everybody?
Seems simple and elegant.
I think generally the board is favorable to this design, but we need those specifics to be included in your file in order to make a resolution to approve this formally.
Okay, so if I have the designer put the fixture location on the elevation.
On the elevation, yep, and then also
Sheet providing.
providing,
dark
what it
sky
looks
com-
like, what the, we,
I mean, if
you know.
he's going to, is it Fred Smith?
Yes.
If he's going to do that, he could include, as he did with the white trim and the Anderson doors and windows, just say what the siding is and just include those specifications. And that should be
that should be sufficient. Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll know what, he knows what the cut sheet means,
Yeah.
he should be able to, it's probably.
And he
provided
can,
support with them.
as far as the dark sky compliant, he can indicate that on.
source that, yeah.
Yeah, well, that should inform the choice of the
Yes.
fixture,
Yeah.
is that it's dark sky compliant. So, but if he's, I know he knows that that's our,
If you pick out a fixture, sir, I'm from the planning department, as is Will here. You feel free to email it to us. We'll look it over. We'll let you know.
Yeah. the planning.
Is there a way to find that?
Yeah, it's all
Like,
online. I mean, you literally.
It's in the code, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just,
No, I think he means how to know if it's dark sky compliant or not.
yeah,
Like-
it's in the code, but there's a number of different standards and regulations. So if you pick something out and email it to us, we can.
Yeah, the planning department is full of helpful, informative, and very smart people who would be happy to walk you through that, because
Okay.
cut sheets can be confusing,
Sure.
even for clients, so.
Okay.
So just, you've got positive feedback. You need to come back to us with that stuff before we can actually approve this, okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
No
All right,
problem.
and we'll send you a follow-up letter. Excuse me, it'll detail these things for you, so you'll have something to refer to.
Okay.
Okay?
And if I can get this to you right away, how soon can,
Well, that's a matter of some debate. We have, our ag overlay agenda is very heavy with big things, but if it's simple, we should be able to get you on sooner rather than later. I can't really guarantee a time at this point, but we'll do our best to get you on as quickly as possible, because this doesn't seem like a complicated thing for us. It's just, if you can fill in these blanks, we should be able to just move forward with it.
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the holiday.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Now we're on to Twinkle Farm. Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-193-2-9.7. Care of David Egan, who I see here. Good evening, Mr. Egan, or afternoon, wherever we are. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome
Thank you.
back.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Congratulations on your new appointment.
Why, thank you so much.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay,
I have the architect here.
Oh, okay.
Glad
All
to
right.
have
Well,
him
I'm gonna
talk
let
about his
Diane
work.
introduce it, and then we'll ask for input from the
Okay. Thank you.
applicant. But I just wanted to acknowledge for everyone at home that you were here.
Thank you.
And we weren't proceeding without you. So, okay, Diane, this one's yours.
Okay, this is an application for the erection of a 632 square foot storage equipment barn and a 428 square foot greenhouse, which is a very nice iron and glass English greenhouse, actually called the Victorian Manor. We have photographs. And 71,500 square feet of cultivated space on an A3 residence zoned parcel. So when I visited this parcel, It was a beautiful day this week. It was very woodsy. The deer were running in the field. The songbirds were singing. It was idyllic, and the whole surround.
I'm expecting Bambi to come
Yes,
out.
it was absolutely idyllic. And so when I first looked at this, I didn't quite understand what cultivated land was. And I thought, oh my God, they're going to clear this away. But I consulted with Will in the planning department, and he explained to me that that was not the meaning of cultivated land at all. And I don't know what you have drawn up there. So you can quite see the structures that you see. The large one is the barn. The smaller one is the greenhouse. And we do have a rendering of what that greenhouse looks like. And all those stripes represent this cultivated land, which does not mean cleared land. Am I correct?
Well, it's going to be farmed.
Yeah.
It's agriculture.
To cultivate
Flowers,
food,
planted.
flowers.
Yeah, it's the agriculturally reserved land that's been preserved for the purpose of growing
entire
things.
2 acres is going to be cleared of the woods.
Well, yeah, I think it's pretty much cleared now. It's got some brush in it. There's
There's brush. No, there's several
some large trees up front which are going to be preserved. We went through that whole process with the planning board.
board, okay.
Yes,
and
I
made sure that
remember.
Right by the
Yeah.
barn, right?
There's
Yeah.
large willow trees here,
Yeah.
which really informed, the board was very clear on wanting that, and we agreed, and that sort of informed where this was all located.
Right.
So because these are very large trees. These
Right.
They look like little dots, but.
Yeah. No, they're old trees. Yeah.
Mm.
So when we say cultivated, remember, this is part of the subdivision, the agricultural easement. It's specifically set aside by the planning board, required by the planning board, by the town code, and agreed to by us to use only for agricultural purposes, which. So this will be a farm field.
A farm field. Will it be enclosed by fencing?
At this point, we're not proposing, are we proposing fencing? There is their fencing, okay, there is their fencing.
found that nowhere in the.
Well, it's on the, I'm sorry, it's on the,
I don't think I had that. I saw that when I visited Will, but I didn't have that.
Okay.
So it's
Planning.
fence.
Planning.
I mean, it's obviously, right off of Bucks Hill Road and Green Hollow is the Amber Waves agricultural cleared field, and it has its deer fences. But between Bucks Hill and Montauk Highway, this then would be the only other cleared area.
If it's used for agricultural use under ag and markets, they're entitled to a fence. It's even a fence in excess of our height limitation.
But they would come before us for the fence, though.
So, but this agricultural use, what is the intention of what will be grown there? Is it?
well, vegetables, fruit, flowers, like everyone else does in the state.
Yeah, but 71,000 square feet is not like your backyard vegetable
Well,
garden.
it's not just a backyard vegetable garden, otherwise we wouldn't have gone through this whole process.
Right.
As we explained to the planning board, the intent here is to put this back into agriculture. Just you see a little history here. This 11 acres was purchased by a local family. It used to be called the Parker Farm. This was an old farm in production for years. There's 3 agricultural reserves that were created with this. This is one of them. There's 2 other down the driveway, and there's 4 lots. This is the beginning of turning the Parker Farm back into agricultural production. And there's an intention, and once this gets going and gets done, it could migrate to the other 2 because they're owned by family members, and this is considered to be, was purchased by the family and considered to be sort of a family compound for a local family that's been here for generations. So, with respect to use, I mean, there's no issue with our ability to do this. It's been fully vetted by the planning board. We have site plan. I've litigated and know a lot of agricultural laws. There's no issue here with respect to proper use. So I think that
So I think why you're here today is to approve
Approve
the
the building.
greenhouse and the barn.
The barn.
And the fence.
And the
And the
fence.
fence,
That's
which is
Oh,
not on the
I didn't-
application.
I
not on the
didn't- yeah,
application,
we
though.
Well, we can amend the application.
Okay. Well, okay.
It should, it's right on the drawing.
Wondering if it close the entire property? Well, I think it should go less than 50% are on the with the property lines.
But
No,
this is
it's
ag land, right?
Right.
I mean,
That's the whole thing, right behind the barn, it goes up to here, see? And then it uses the barn as a structure, and it picks it up here and goes around.
So there's a new thing in the town code where the deer fencing can go along two of the property lines, and then
This is all the deer fence right here.
I didn't see
I don't think that's gonna help us.
no.
Because it's gonna, this whole piece, this,
So
it goes down, this all the land down here. It's not gonna help us. Well, you don't need approval.
Hear these deliberations, if you.
You don't need approval if it's only on two property lines, because that's not gonna help. So, I mean, it's depicted, we can amend the application to, if you'd like to, but.
yeah, it'd be good to get clarity on what fencing is there, and it says it's going to be removed.
Yeah, that's gonna be, that's just green wire fence, that's gonna be removed.
Okay.
That's like a 4-foot.
Yeah, I mean, just to,
That's an old, that's an old, that little thing here is basically the remnants of a hoop house that's fallen apart, that's gonna be removed.
So, well, okay, so it looks like the uses have been approved already by the proper people. Would everybody like to see the greenhouse?
Yes,
It's
let's
very
look
nice.
at the buildings and
And
everything else.
the building is to be made of cedar, the barn.
Can we bring it up on the
There's not a
screen?
colored, there's just a drawing elevation, but
yeah,
I think all the elements are cedar. The lighting looks very appropriate. So. I mean, that's the area now.
That's the field.
yeah, it is quite grown.
There's more pictures.
Where's the house that goes with this?
There's
There,
Is there a house?
there
Is there a house?
no, the house is the
house
next
is
door.
not on this
On the
lot.
adjoining lot.
It's the adjoining lot.
I thought there's a picture with the house in it, but
Just, hard time pulling it up.
Just while Will is finding these things, I was on the planning board when this application came before us, and we worked pretty hard with the applicants, and they were amenable to moving the building and the driveway and the paved areas that they were going to need as far away from the farmable land, the arable land as possible, because some of the soils there, not all of them, there are two grades of soil, as I recall, are, very valuable soils, but they were going to put this back into production, which was, is sort of an exciting idea, because most of our agricultural overlay land is not farmed. It's just
there.
a vista, and this is actually going to be making food. Now, I don't know, we went through we probably saw you 3 times, as I recall, if not more, to get this done, and then also to preserve those trees. That was another goal of the planning board. So I think that at this point.
Okay, this is this land is to the left of the house.
Mhm.
And the house is very beautifully maintained, and it's surrounded by a very neat hedge. It's very, the character is very, very nice. So I'm sure that what their intentions are equally nice. In their drawings, there's the greenhouse and the elevation of the barn, and the barn is to be built of cedar.
Okay.
Are there photos of that?
We
plans.
we have these plans. Are these scanned? Do you want to see
Yes.
this?
They're on there.
Should be in there.
And the greenhouse is lovely.
Yes, it's beautiful.
There we go.
Greenhouse.
Yeah.
Okay,
here, this
there it
the
is.
greenhouse. It's charming.
Okay, there's the barn. 1,600 square feet.
And the lighting fixtures.
1,632, I think,
This is the
square
lighting.
feet.
Yeah, if you scroll down a little
Six,
bit
but
further
not-
to the elevations.
So if it's natural cedar, is that the proposition? Do we know what the
Yes.
roof will have?
It's all natural cedar on the outside,
Yeah.
the fascia, the siding. We're going to let it weather.
Okay,
The-
and
The
okay.
metal roof is
Metal roof.
a bronze color, dark bronze metal roof.
okay.
And the gutters will all be copper.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds very,
Do
very
we
nice.
need the
Valid
color
materials.
samples? Do we need the color samples for the roof, or is that? I mean, the cedar, I feel like everyone knows what cedar is, but
It's a metal standing seam.
We call out the color on the elevation.
okay. Yeah, I just, forgive me, I'm new at this myself, so I'm just trying to make sure I have everything in place
Yeah,
that
and-
we're supposed to.
We can provide you with a sample of the roof.
Okay, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Because, I mean, usually more recently, we've been seeing architectural renderings rather
yes.
of what is proposed in these areas. So
In color.
that
and
helps
things.
us visualize, and just looking at elevation sometimes isn't sufficient. So
But there is, Will, a picture of the greenhouse. If you could.
Greenhouse is beautiful.
Yeah, the greenhouse is sweet.
Very
The barn is nice.
classic.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I did the adjacent house also.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. So we'll pull up the photo of the greenhouse as well as working on that.
You sure there's a picture of the greenhouse?
It's in the application.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, we have
Here it
to,
is. It's called the Victorian Manor. It's classic.
really
It's
sweet,
a classic English iron and glass greenhouse.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
and the iron will keep the deer out. So I guess, while Will is fetching that, the only thing that I didn't understand this application to include a fence, although I understand you will need a fence. So I don't know if we need to have them resubmit, David, or what?
Yeah, he indicated that he was going to come back and just clarify what fencing is
Okay.
on the property and
Okay.
what heights.
It's on the drawings.
So the survey is a little bit unclear because it indicates that some of the fencing is going to be removed. And we know the heights of it too. I mean, we have to look at it again.
It's dimensioned on the drawings.
It's on the survey?
It's on the set of drawings, because when you had it up with the elevation or on the survey, it's with the survey.
Did you see it?
It's so tiny.
Oh.
well, on the survey, maybe, but we said dimensional.
That
on the
doesn't
drawing.
fix the agricultural soils. I don't think that shows the survey, the fence.
That's what I was referring to, this.
All the same height too, or?
Yeah.
It's 6 feet, is the fence? I see fence on there, but I didn't. Yeah. And some of it is to be removed.
yeah, it is.
And what's being removed?
Oh, okay.
This is green.
Yeah, all right, now we see it. Okay, we missed that. Sorry.
No problem. So.
Thanks for pointing that out. I think too, when the applications usually indicate that it's also for a fence, so we're a little acculturated to seeing a fence application separate from this. So if council is comfortable,
Yeah, I think that we could do an approval just by reference to the plans.
to the plans. Okay,
This would be the site plan sheet S1.
S1, okay.
Stamp received February 4th, 2022.
okay. All right, well, is there any more discussion on this? Did we get to see the greenhouse?
We
Did we
did
ever pull
not.
that up?
And then there's lighting and.
Okay.
There's a cut sheet for the lighting. It's appropriate and
It's like
looks dark
gooseneck.
sky.
And the
It's
cut,
dark
yeah, the
sky.
cut, is the lighting code compliant? That's the,
Oh, yeah, I checked
Lighting's
that
all
earlier.
Yes.
okay. Yeah, we have
that.
Yeah, we were just hoping for
have
the
that.
public to see it. We have it. We're just trying to.
Anybody wants to see it, we're more than happy to
Yeah,
show
I
it.
think the lighting all looked, it looked.
Is there anything, there's no lighting in the greenhouse, on the greenhouse?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, that's a spirit. Okay,
Sun goes down, the lights go out.
okay.
Okay, So, well then, with the
Do you have any
understanding
comments, Chip? Esperanza, or anything?
that all the requests are on the site plan. And if there's no other questions, I make a motion that we approve this application as submitted with particular attention to the drawings in the site plan S1.
Which references the, so we'll just make sure it's, accepting the building exteriors and a roof sample, which you guys are going to send us, right? Or is
I'll
it
give you a
called
piece of
out?
cedar.
Say again?
I can give you a piece of cedar, but it's not going to be weathered.
No, I
It's
think
gonna
what we
look-
need
it'll
is.
look
So
exactly
the
like this
roof is
building
going to
when
be
it's over and
cedar?
done.
Is the roof going to be cedar?
Metal.
Okay,
You
the
said
roof is the
bronze.
one I was looking for. I know the cedar, we're not worried about the cedar. It's the roof sample, I think. And then
It's very complimentary to the
copper
site.
gutter.
copper gutters, and which we all know what it looks
So
like.
beautiful.
And the fence that's going, because there are three items here, two buildings and a structure that we're approving. So we'll just make sure that our resolution is detailed in that way. But
Okay.
I just wanted to addend your resolution. So, Diane's made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, we're good.
We're good?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for
I
your
hope
time.
you have a good growing season. I'm very excited about this. It's so thrilling to be able to approve agricultural land that's going to be producing agriculture. Okay, have a great holiday. You too. All right. Twinkle Farms. Oh, Wainscott Sewing Society. Suffolk County Tax Act number 300-200-1-12. Is the applicant here? Hi. Where is this one? Did I misplace it? Okay. Okay, there I go. This is mine. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Hillary Osborne Malecki, and I'm the president of the Wainscott Sewing Society, which is the owner of the Wainscott Chapel.
Thank you so much. And then your voice is so familiar to me from all the East Hampton Historical Society things I've read. I would know it was you with not even looking.
There'll be another one on Friday, the 29th. at
Very
the
exciting.
library
And you've got a really good voice for this, by
On
the way.
Mulford Farm.
Oh, how exciting. Okay. Okay, so this one is mine. This is an application for, it's a very modest application to change, it changes to an existing building that's in the Ag Overlay District by adding a bathroom, providing handicapped access, and 2 on-site parking spaces. I had the pleasure of sitting through this on the planning board and commend very highly the applicants for their good thinking on this. It's a very modest addition. It's necessary. And they're also upgrading the septic, not that that's an area for us, but that's a really important thing. And they did that on their own. They're in the Wainscott Pond watershed. We were thrilled with it on planning board. So I have no problem with this. I think that, everything is going to match up just fine. It's all depicted on the plans, what the siding and the roof area will look like. And I will yield to the applicant if you have anything further you'd like to add.
No, we're just ready to get moving forward.
All right. So anybody on the board have anything they'd like to?
If we want to run through the
Offer.
renderings.
renderings of these?
Sure, yeah. Could you put the renderings up for us, please,
So
Will?
yeah, just take a look. This is where it's going. So you can get a sense of the little addition versus what's proposed.
Yes. so
It's a
we-
modest but important.
It's a modest but essential. Yeah, it's just, you just have to do these things now. There we go. That's it.
And where are the parking spaces out front?
In the back.
Spaces are going to be, they have to be near to the
Door.
door to be ADA compliant.
ramp,
Yeah, so they have to, have, and they have to be paved. They have to have a hard surface as part of the ADA compliance, but to the society's great credit, they graveled the driveway in because that's a pervious surface as opposed to an impervious surface, which you can't get to meet the ADA compliance. So I can't commend it more highly. I think they've done a fine job with this.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
for coming. It was nice to see you. I'd like to make a motion that we accept this application as proposed for the Wainscott Sewing Society's addition to the Wainscott Chapel.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Bye. Have a happy holiday. All right. We are cruising. Okay, let's see. Now we have up for certificate of occupancy. Dean Vartan and Christine Abajian, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-156-04-029. Generally, we don't require that the applicant be here. I don't know if the applicant is here. Sir, are you here for something in particular?
I'm actually the last person.
Oh, poor dear. Are you Mr. Elon Gabai? Oh, okay. I remember that application from planning board too. That was nice. The artwork was very compelling. I remember. Anyway, so this is for a certificate of occupancy at 45 Coster Lane. We had some questions about whether the fence had actually been moved or not. The applicant provided us with receipts demonstrating that the fencing had been moved and the survey had been redone in record time, I might add. But beyond that, I don't, we'll have to, I'll make a motion to approve this. Can we have a second, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Notify the board.
Say again.
You
have
can
to read
notify
this.
staff to.
Forgive me. Thank you. I've been wanting to write this down someplace. I make a motion to approve this application for a request for certificate of occupancy and instruct staff to notify the building department that this is ready for C of O. Thank you. I'm gonna have to write this down. You gave it to me the other day electronically.
Yes.
May I have a second?
Did you second?
Oh, second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so off they go. All right, next one, Dime Bank, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-49-3-19. This is you, Diane.
Yes. This was an application for a very discreet white vinyl window signage and one-sided small sign on a 5-foot post. Everything is very modest. And we have some pictures if anybody would want to see them. But I don't think there's any problem with this whatsoever. So
Okay.
I make a motion that that Julie or staff instruct the building department that this is ready for a C of O.
Let me have a second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that's passed and carried. And then our final application is Elon Gabai and
Whatever the 14, Kevin.
13 and 14 were,
Both?
yes, 13 and 14 were pulled.
Okay.
Kaminsky and Schlossberg and Jaros were pulled. Jaros isn't on here anyway for the other part of this. So, okay, so Elon Gabai and Lucia D'Agostino, Suffolk County Tax Map number 300-103-8-228. No, it's not necessary. If do you have something you want to tell us?
No, I just wanted to be here after all the work that we put into the property.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did everything that was asked. Because,
certainly did.
so we're just excited to move on. And I think the property's never looked better since any of the previous owners have ever had it. We did flowers everywhere.
Right.
Really,
Yes, it looks really beautiful, especially now.
Okay, good. All right.
I was gardening all day with everything.
Wow, that's nice.
Good day to
A
do
good
it.
day for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, well,
And we're still gonna, we have to paint the gate. Which is
Right.
Hold it down this week.
that sounds exciting. Well, that's great. Okay, Diane?
Yes, so this is a resolution. We resolved an existing driveway gate in Bose to measure 6 feet in height from grade with increased transparency, with the removal of every other wooden slat. And all the deer fencing and posts facing Red Dirt Road must be uniform and exactly match the 6 foot height of the gate and posts. And I have to say that, with the uneven grade of the land to have conformed so fully with the resolution was, I know, a real responsible effort on your part, and we thank you for that. Anyway, the gate looks I think it's much less forbidding now that it's 50% transparent, and all the fences facing the road are definitely 6 feet or less. And so if anyone has any other questions, if not.
So it all complies.
It all complies. Right. And I would like to make a motion that Julie contact the building department that this property is ready to receive its C of O.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None? So carried. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go forth and prosper.
Enjoy your property.
Yeah, this is
All
a
right.
perfect week to have visited properties.
Oh, yes,
Everything is
indeed. Yeah.
So
Half the time I'm in the
beautiful, and
rain.
spring is everywhere. And the
That's right,
air smells
especially
so
after
good.
the winter. I can remember being out on that ag overlay with you and it was howling and it was 8 degrees. And thinking, oh my Lord,
Sarah, can you
this
close
job
the
and
meeting?
And yes, I'm going to get there. Give me a minute. Okay, it's 5:05. This feels like a
Wow.
record to me. I want to thank
Yes.
my board for all your hard work. This is such a hardworking board. I thank Will and Julie and Nora and David and Eric, of course, and everyone that helps us to get where we're going. And LTV, I wish you all a safe and happy holiday.
Yes.
And we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, bye, everyone.